Hello to everyone. Let's invest in a time. Let's talk. Atomic Habits, chapter number 16. It shows that when your mind fluctuates with the topics, you can just random read. I'm not following the procedures to start, finish, or the chapter. When your mind is stuck in any point and you want to need improvement, so you will get it. The way I do, I am not forcing, but according to Ikigaya, that stuck on a not stick on a one thing and complete it. So if you start with reading portion, you have to start with the first and complete it properly. In 1993, a bank of Abbotsford, Canada had a 23-year-old stockbroker named Trent Dice-Mate. Abbotsford was a relatively small suburb tucked away in the shadow of nearby Vancouver, where most of the big business deals were being made. Given the location and the fact that Dice-Mate was a rookie, nobody expected too much of him. Yes, so many people are doing same thing, but he made a brisk progress thanks to a simple daily habit. Yes, yeah, daily habits change so much because I recently seen one Japanese reel as well where the habits give improvement. When the 19-4-year-old lady do the work, man can, but they are minimalistics. Everything 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, they are waking up and doing the business stuff. I can't stop as well. Okay, back to the chapter. Dasmid began each morning with the two jars on his desk. One was filled with the 120 paper clips. The other was empty. As soon as he settled in each day, he would make a sales call immediately after. He would move one paper clip from the full jar to the empty jar, and the process would begin again. Every morning, I would start with 120 paper clips in one jar, and I would keep dialing the phone until I had moved them all to the second jar, he told me. Yes, in sales, you have to do the call, and if call success, you meet them and it's called get success, then it's a true. Within 18 months, Dice-Mate was bringing in $5 million to the firm. By age 24, he was making 75,000 per year dollars. My God, the equivalent of 1 lakh. Okay, $125,000 today. Not long after he landed a six-figure job with another company. I like to refer to this technique as the paperclip strategy. You can do with any other things as well. Whatever you think, take it, use it. The years I have learned and heard from readers who have employed it in a variety of ways. One woman shifted a hairpin from one container to another. Whenever she wrote a page of her book, another man moved a marble from one bin to the next after each set of push ups. Yes, you can go with that as well. Making progress in satisfying and visual measures like moving paper clips or hairpins or marbles provide clear evidence of your progress. As a result, they reinforce your behavior and add a little bit of immediate satisfaction to any activity. Visual measurement comes in many forms, but food journals, workout logs, loyalty punch cards, anything. But perhaps the best way to measure your progress is the habit tracker. Yes, you can do the habit like every morning you are when wake up. I find so many persons having regard this much work is left. But when you wake up early, you have a 1 or 2 hour more. So you can finish the work. But we are sleepy ones. We don't want to wake up. So we are always running after time. And we are saying we don't have a time. Habit tracker. How to keep your habits on a track. Now, a habit tracker is a simple way to measure whether you did a habit, the most basic format to get calendar and cross off each day you stick with your routine. I have to start with now. For example, you meditate on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Each of the days gets an X, and time rolls by. The calendar becomes a record of your habit streak. Excellent. Countless people have tracked their habit, but perhaps the most famous was Benjamin Franklin. Beginning at age 20, Franklin carried a small booklet everywhere he went and used it to track the 13 personal virtues. This list include goals like lose no time, be always employed in something useful, and avoid trifling, trifling conversation. At the end of each day, Franklin would open his booklet and record his progress. Jerry Seinfeld reportedly used a habit tracker to stick with his trick of writing jokes. Very good. In the documentary Comedian, he explains that his goal is simply to never break the chain. Yes, if you don't break the chain of continuation, you will get a success of writing jokes every day. In other words, he is not focused on how good or bad particular joke is or how inspired he feels. He is simply focused on showing up and adding to his streak. Don't break the chain is a powerful mantra. Don't break the chain of sales calls, and you will build a successful book of business. I would like to add one that when I was working at LIC, my sir introduced one agent. When I looked him, I say, "Is he working properly?" That time, our sir told me, "Ma'am, don't look his looks. He wakes up daily. He went to his every customer made. Then he find any new customer. From his old customer, he got a new call and daily work. Never forget to meet them. Never forget to update himself. And every day he visited nearby areas. And if you have told that this time you have to be there, he is always. Now he is number one in his field. See the mantra of don't break the chain. Don't break the chain of workouts and you will get fit faster than you would expect. Don't break the chain of creating every day and you will end up with an impressive portfolio. Habit tracking is powerful because it, it leverages multiple laws of behavior change. The stimulus makes a behavior obvious, attractive, and satisfying. Let's break down each one. Habit tracking is obvious. Now we are going at point wise. you will understand more specifically what the how to stick with the good habits are saying. Like first one, recording your last action creates a trigger that can initiate your next one. Habit tracking naturally builds a series of visual cues like a stack of X on your calendar or the list of meals in your food log. When you look at the calendar and see your stack, you will be reminded to act again. Research has shown that people who track their progress on goals like losing weight, quitting smoking, and lowering blood pressure are all more likely to improve than those who don't. One study of more than 1,600 people found that those who kept a daily food log lost twice as much weight as those who did not. The mere act of tracking a behavior can spark the urge to change it. Habit tracking also keeps you honest. Yes, you should be honest. Or doing a 5-minute exercise and you done that 1 hour you have done. So it's wrong. Most of us have a distorted view of our own behavior. We think we act better than we do. Measure, measurement offers one way to overcome our blindness to our own behavior and notice that really going on each day. One glance at the paper clips in the container and you immediately know how much work you have or haven't been putting in. When the evidence is right in front of you, you are less likely to lie to yourself. Habit tracking is attractive, should be attractive. So only you can do. Otherwise, no, yeah, who is doing that thing? It happens. Now, the most effective form of motivation is progress. When we get a signal that we are moving forward, we become more motivated to continue down the path. In this way, habit tracking can have an addictive effects on motivation. Each small win feeds your desire. Obviously, if your one sum is done correct, if your one answer is done correct, you will motivate. If you cook food and everyone appreciate it, you will doubt it.